Hello, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a get ready with me today because I actually have a breakout around my mouth area. I don't know if you can see it. It's like red patches all over my mouth area. I am spending the day with my girlfriend today and we're just going to go have some lunch. So yeah, the makeup's going to be quite simple today, but it is the weekend and I do feel like putting something on my face a little. My hair seems to be really dirty as well, and I think when it's dirty and it clumps up, that my bald spots are like on show like crazy. Yeah, so let's get started. I've already done my skin prep. Yeah, the dry skin around my mouth area is just a little intense, I'd say. I did want to try a foundation today. I got the new Haus Labs foundation in Light Cool 145. And that's the shade there. I also got 190. And that 190 is the darker one, this one. I'd say 145 is probably a better shade match so it doesn't make me look too tan. So I don't know if I should use that. Okay, my brushes. I have been obsessed with putting this on with a spatula. I feel like the spatula method is just the way to go for me. So I'm just gonna put this onto the spatula like that. You see? Yeah. And then I'm just gonna drag it. Just gonna drag it across like this. Now I did try this formula in store, but it was with my day-old skin, so it was not pretty. So anyways, on the other side with the spatula. I saw a technique using the gua sha, because the gua sha kind of curves with your face a little bit better, so you're able to get like your cheek area better and all that kind of stuff, but I have yet to use my gua sha for that. I should probably use that. I think today would have been the best time to use it. Next, I'm gonna get my little sponge applicator. I sprayed it with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray onto the sponge, and then I'm just gonna take off all the excess there, and then I'm gonna start tapping this in. I like to do the edges first so that it's nice and blended, and then I'll slowly go into the middle where I've placed the foundation. You know what, I do like this foundation, that's what I have to say. It goes on like water, like a serum water, and so just lightly tap that in. I'm just going to leave my mouth area because it is irritated, and because if I put anything on it, usually it reacts even more and it gets more irritated, inflamed and all that jazz. So I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm going to skip on the concealer because I think it might be a bit too much. Anyways, going in with the Isamaya sculpting stick. And then with my blending brush, just gonna blend this out. Just lightly tapping. And then the other side. It blends out easier than the Westman Atelier. And then with a smaller concealer brush, I'm just gonna blend this in. And yeah, with this I've learned to to use a very light hand because it blends out so easily that if you don't, you're just gonna get rid of all this product. The next thing I'm gonna use is a bronzer from Hermes. This was definitely a splurge. And the last thing I'm gonna do is blush. I've been obsessed with this, the Peptide blush in the shade, not too much, but I do go in with the lighter powder first, and then just on my cheeks here. And then a little bit on my nose bridge. Up to my temples a little bit, and then I'll go in with the cream. Well, same brush, different opposite side. And then I'm just gonna go on my high points here, just to give it a kind of like intense center. I'm just gonna put on some it's like a highlighting balm. I'm just going to go in with my finger. I feel like with this, yeah, it does need to be put on with your finger. Now moving on to the brows. I'm just going to use this brow pencil here. It's from Florette. I just love the fact that it's a slanted tip, like that. And then I'm just going to brush it through to give it a softer feel, because I do go a bit heavy-handed. I am getting a bit irritated, and I don't know what it is. How strange. And I think that's going to be it for my face. I'm just going to powder my T-zone. Hopefully this irritation stops. Now I'm just going to get a bit of powder so that I can dust it on my hairline, because I'm just going to put some lip shape on. This is in the shade Lunge. I noticed that when I'm doing my makeup, like my skin, like right here, is getting really irritated, and I don't know what it is. Skin is just super hot. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go. Alright, see ya, bye.